Hey, hey, hey. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Thanks for joining us. If you're in Eastern time on your lunch break here, hopefully you got something tasty in front of you. It was Canadian Thanksgiving this past long weekend in Canada, so we're all still crushing our turkey leftovers. Appreciate you taking the time to join today, and nice to see so many familiar faces as well. Just as a reminder here, we do record all of our webinars, so we'll share this recording on TurtleWax Pro Learn, our online learning center, once the webinar is done. So if you have any colleagues, any friends, any enemies who you think should see this webinar, definitely we'll post that. We'll follow up with you via email, send them that link over. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mack Ewing. I'm the Director of Strategic Initiatives here at Transchem Group and TurtleWax Pro. I've got my TurtleWax Pro red on today. And I'm joined by Dave Hill, who's our Operations Manager. Dave, if you could say hi to our friends on the webinar today.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon to everybody here. Thanks for taking some time to go over these new branding options that are in AutoLux. And yeah, looking forward to cracking into this stuff.
Awesome. Thanks, Dave. And Dave's probably sick of me because we've traveled together quite a bit recently. We've been spending a lot of time in the airport together. So Dave's he just got away from me for a long weekend and now we're back together, Dave.
Yeah, it's all good.
Awesome. Well, for those of you who don't know, and most of you will be aware looking at the attendees we have on the call today, but just quickly, for those of you who don't know, Transchem Group is the organization that we operate. It's a third generation business founded by my grandfather in 1974. His name was Murray Ewing. Great guy. And through the years, since 1974, we've grown our business. We started off with private label products mostly, and we've grown our business to a number of different brands. But we have two main chemical brands. We have the AutoLux brand, which is what we're here to talk about today, and we have the TurtleWax Pro brand, which is often what you'll see our sales team or our team representing on our shirts or on our go-to-market at trade shows or marketing materials or otherwise. So those are the two main brands we have. And we do also offer private label products. And I know some of you on the call today here have some of our private label products as well. So those are the different chemical offerings we have. How we typically like to talk about our chemical offerings is Turtle Wax Pro is really our premium lineup of high quality products. So these are some of the most competitive, if not the most competitive, products in terms of cleaning quality, in terms of performance, in terms of show in the industry. And these are the products that we often use with our distributors like yourselves or our end customers to really wow the consumer, the end user of the car wash. So when a consumer goes through a car wash that has Turtle Wax Pro marketing materials, that has Turtle Wax Pro products, it's really something that stands out and creates that memorable, lasting experience that has them coming back again and again to wash their car at your car wash or your customer's car wash. And Turtle Wax Pro is the gold standard in the industry that every day myself and Dave Hill and our team, whether it's sales, operations, research and development, or marketing, come to work really excited to continue to grow and develop in the industry. Turtle Wax Pro is that product line for us. However, we know that there is a strong need in different segments of the market, whether that's based on the geography you're in, or the type of customers you have, or even the types of washes that you service, for a product line that has a little bit less of that flair. And what I mean by flair is maybe a little bit less of the scents in the products, or a little bit less dyes, or otherwise. And so that's where the AutoLux line comes in. And the AutoLux line for us is something that is still great quality products, but they're presented to the market at a very competitive price point and one that allows you to go into different market segments with a very aggressive cost per car and still be able to be successful. Dave, I'll pause there. Is there anything that you'd want to share or adjust based on what I shared about how we kind of think about TurtleWax Pro and AutoLux products?
No, I think you pretty much crossed it off. Again, Turtle Wax being our premium brand, that's the top of the food chain in terms of the kind of quality of product that you should be expecting. Autolux is always been viewed as like it was our first foray into hyper concentrates into the market, and Autolux branding was created about that. So on the same level as Turtle Wax in a lot of respects. However, we use this brand especially when Turtle Wax people are buying chemistry to be able to backfill, predominantly things like production products or some different offerings that you might find are a little bit better suited to your market. So if you've got people who are a lot of container pricing conscious customers, AutoLux branding does offer a little bit more of an easement there. And again, too, AutoLux was founded on touch-free cleaning. So we were very heavily entrenched with in-bay automatic when we first started AutoLux. So there's quite a few products here that are a lot more centered on in-bay automatic cleaning, whereas Turtle Wax is definitely trying to approach the tunnel setups on that kind of level. So you'll see that there's some differences there where there are some pretty interesting touch-free products available on AutoLux, where Turtle Wax doesn't have quite the same amount of offerings for that in-bay situation. So that pretty much encapsulates how those two brands work.
And Dave, for those of you who for those listening here who aren't familiar with a production product, do you mind just explaining what you mean when you say a production product versus maybe a finishing product?
Sure. So, products that you definitely got to have in a wash system. So a lot of foaming detergents, tire cleaners, rust inhibitors, things like that are, have to be part of the chemical lineup, but not necessarily are going to be affecting the upsell kind of situation. So, if you've got CTAs in a tunnel and you've got to have a chemical application there, or you've got to have a pre-soak, or you've got to have foaming detergent, cloth lube, something along those lines. Production wise, it's got to be in the wash. It's in every wash around the globe. So those types of products I refer to as production products.
Rock on. Awesome. So what we're excited to share with you today is a little bit more about our AutoLux line and what we're doing to support helping distributors like yourselves, as well as car wash operators, and I see there's some car wash operators here as well, to grow their business using AutoLux products, or at least to have some visibility into how we're approaching AutoLux, so you can consider it as you think about growing your business and that balance of Turtle Wax Pro and AutoLux in a wash. So what we'll do today is we'll talk a little bit about the marketing programs that we've developed for AutoLux and kind of the branding that we've established for a few key products in the AutoLux lineup. And then Dave Hill and I will go through those products one by one and just share a little bit more about them for those of you who either haven't had the opportunity to try them out at your car wash or with your car wash customers, or maybe you have, but it's been a while or you're just looking for a refresher. So as we go through here, a few things to note. There is a Q&A section right at the top. So if you're joining on your laptop or your desktop computer, the Q&A section is in the top bar, just a little bit to the left of the red leave button. So don't hit the red leave button. We want you to stay here, but go over to the Q&A section and ask questions. We really do appreciate questions. Dave Hill loves questions. He answers them all day, every day. He's kind of the question answer guy at Transchem, so he wants some questions from you. So please do ask them. We can also unmute you if you'd like to ask a question through that format. And finally, if you do have something to share with us after the call, you'll always have our contact information. You can share that, through a private method as well. So we'll go through that today. And then certainly, as Dave is talking about our products here, I would love if anyone has experience with any of these products to just add that to the chat or the Q&A section, or you can even raise your hand by clicking the raise hand and share your experience with those products. I think that would be a great outcome for us and for everyone on the call to hear, not just from us, because of course we have our opinions about how these products can be used and where they're effective and where there may be better alternatives. But hearing that from you firsthand, people who work in the field every day, really makes it that much more valuable. Awesome. So as we mentioned, AutoLux products, we've got a new look to our products here, and we're really excited to offer 6 branded products in the AutoLux lineup. And really, this is kind of the first time that we've ever ventured into branding AutoLux products. For those of you who have worked with us for a while, you'll note that Raincoat is a product that you will remember. AL88 is the SKU for Raincoat. We have rebranded that along with 5 new branded products, which we're going to talk about today. And again, just to recap why we've done this. So we know that there are customers who are only going to look at container pricing when they're working with you on a distribution level. We know that there's certain markets where you can only charge so much for a car wash. It doesn't matter how great that car wash is, how much Turtle Wax Pro branding there is, how much nice scents are coming through, beautiful colors. At the end of the day, sometimes it just has to come down to cost. And so that's what we're trying to work with our distributors and with our operators here to deliver is some brands that they can utilize in a car wash setting to show consumers that we still have a great quality product. It's not Turtle Wax Pro, but it's a great quality product that has still a really nice scent profile to some of these, really great show, really great performance, but at a great value point. And so what we'll cover here, starting in the top left corner and going through to the bottom right, is our Ceramiguard product. So as you can certainly imagine, the Ceramiguard product is our foray into ceramics in the AutoLux lineup. And Dave, correct me if I'm wrong here, but we haven't really marketed a ceramic product in the AutoLux lineup. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's really fair to say. We've been using ceramic technology, polysiloxane technology for 15 years. Raincoat is a prime example of that. Um, Long before ceramic was a buzzword in our industry,
Hmm.
the chemistry that was being used in order to market that phenomena was already being used in Autolux chemistry and Turtle Wax chemistry. However, important messaging to the public, and when they're asking about do we get ceramics? Well, yeah, you do. So, important kind of revolution here in terms of us being able to market that and getting that message across to the consumer. Um, that's why you're seeing something like this now. We didn't really feel it had the importance, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, because it didn't mean anything to anybody. But it does now. So I'm sure everybody's heard about ceramics and graphenes and those kinds of things and their market value in terms of the consumer being interested in getting those applications on their cars. So that is why we're here today.
Nice, right on. That's awesome. And so that's something too where I think as I've been in the field, a lot of our customers have said, why don't you help us market these Autolux products as ceramics? Like kind of that you're an idiot for not saying that there's ceramic in this product because there is ceramic in this product and we're not telling people. And that's something that we've taken that feedback to heart here. And so we've launched this as a ceramic product in the Autolux lineup. As Dave mentioned, a lot of our products utilize ceramic technology. Why don't we market it as such? Well, one is we want to make sure that we still have that great Turtle Wax Pro offering that you can lead with to your customers. And those Turtle Wax Pro ceramics are, of the highest quality we feel in the industry. And so this is something here where we can supplement that at a lower price point by marketing some ceramic technology in the AutoLux lineup as well. So we'll cover that one. The next one, Volcano Bath. I think this is our favorite logo internally here. We love this brand, and it's something that I think the consumer at a car wash will really resonate with as well. Our great creative director Oliver designed this one here, and this is exactly as you can imagine. This is your lava bath, and we'll go through that. Great for friction, great for self-serve as well. Hydroblast, which is our drying agent. That's something that we're really excited about. I think, Dave, you've talked a lot about this product here. This is ALTP35 for those of you who are familiar with that SKU, and we'll go into that in more detail. We've got our graphene product. This is probably, Dave, I would say the #1 fastest growing product launch that we've had. We were very hesitant to launch a graphene product, and for those of you who haven't heard Dave and I talk about this for hours on end, we'll get to graphene a little bit and kind of what our thoughts and our approach to graphene. But needless to say, this is a great product, regardless of whether it's because of the graphene or not, which again we'll get to. A great grape scent, something that's getting a lot of attention in the industry at a really, really competitive cost per car and container price. So Excited to share more about that with you. We've got Raincoat. That's a rebrand of our classic ALTP 88, and that's something you're looking at. A protectant, that's kind of your trade down from an ice, Turtle Wax Pro ice product. A really good product and one that we've had on our shelves for a long time. And finally, our triple wash, which is, as you can imagine, our triple foam here, blue, yellow, and red, bubblegum scent, kind of a classic product available in a few different formats and something that we certainly get a lot of interest in. So before we dive into our product breakdown here, Dave, anything that you'd want to add?
No, just that, the essence of what we're trying to do here is to be able to offer some marketable branding for a lot of the functions for chemicals that we've been making for quite a while now. New to this, the ceramic guard is actually a newer formulated product that I'm sure most people have not seen here yet.
Hmm.
It still functions very highly as a sealant protectant, total body type of product. We'll get into it a little bit further, but the other products that we have here are more incumbent in terms of they've been around for quite a while. We've proven them, and
Mm.
um, but as we get going here, Ceramic Guard is probably the first one we're going to look at, so we can talk about that as actually as a new offering for most of the people in this conversation.
Well, I was gonna say, why don't we jump ahead right to that one here? I had it as third, but let's give the people what they want, Dave. Let's tell them
Oh yeah,
about the new
sure.
product here. We should have like a big flashing new sign beside it. So that's some feedback we can give Shay on our marketing team for putting this together. We need the neon sign new beside it. So what's new? Everyone comes up at the trade show and they say, what's Transchem doing lately? What's new? This is the newest product that we have here. It's ALTP 87 Ceramic Guard. So, Dave, if I can pass that right back to you to share a little bit more about it. And of course, I know you'll talk about the scent profile here as well, because that's a big thing that we've been getting a lot of feedback on. So, Dave, if I could get you to share a little bit more about Ceramic Guard.
Sure. So the essence here, the SKU is ALTP 87. A lot of people would be familiar with ALTP 88, which is our weather guard full body protectant, and now ALTP 89, which is the graphene offering. So where people are very centric on having a ceramic product that just functions as a ceramic in the wash package offerings, we wanted to make sure that we had a product that was clearly identified as our ceramic offerings. So what we have here functions very much similarly to a lot of the higher functioning Turtle Wax branded products in ice, our Blazing Glaze, HP 119, also our super hard shell ceramic, in the sense that in the wash process, we want to introduce this product as a ceramic option that could be put onto a top package and does have some different kind of physical attributes from some of the other kind of finishers that we have. So we've got a different foam profile on this product. It's not a very high foaming product. It does has a foam signal. It's a colored red, which shows quite pink when it gets applied to the vehicle. And the scent profile is a lemon berry or berry lemonade, however you would call it. It's like a strawberry lemonade scent, really pleasant. But it does set itself apart from the other finishers in the sense that when it's being applied, the consumer realizes they are getting a different product. It looks and it smells different.
Mm-hmm.
Again, too, this is a sealant protectant type product. It's not meant to function as a one product does all in terms of drying and finishing the cars. This is to be added as a protectant layer, as a ceramic clear coat option, something
Mm-hmm.
like that before a drying product, where you'll get better results in terms of water evacuation on the car at the end of the tunnel. But the lasting shine on this is quite remarkable. And again, too, it can certainly be as an option where you need to market a ceramic application being on the menu board or inside of the tunnel or inside of the bay. This is, it's very clear to the consumer they're getting a ceramic application.
Yeah, yeah, well said. And I would add to that as well. I think, this is a product here we've heard a lot of. My customers looking for a lower cost alternative ceramic product. What can you guys bring to the table? And we've historically recommended ALTP88 raincoat because it is a ceramic product. We just haven't marketed it as such. We've marketed it as that protectant, as that rain repellent. And so this is something that you can now go out, brand a sign, whether you're working with Ahern Signs or another signage partner, that you have a ceramic offering here. Really high quality product. What I would say, because we're here on this webinar to be transparent and we want to have good dialogue with our partners, you're not going to have that same color profile and scent profile as those Turtle Wax Pro finishing products. Like that's not what you're bringing to the table here. So when we look at kind of the quadrant that Dave has kind of put together here, performance, value, and show, those three different factors, you're going to have a little bit less of that show than the Turtle Wax Pro products, but that value score is going to go up. So this is something where the cost per car can be very competitive. The cost per container can be very competitive. You're still getting a great scent. You're still getting a nice color. It's not to that same degree as the Turtle Wax Pro finishing product.
Yep, I
Dave,
think
one
that's about
question
it.
we had when we were doing an in-person education session here, why is the pH level a three? There's a 3 unit variance there, 6.5 to 9.5. Can you just explain how that kind of works?
Well, the pH range there is it's very much dependent on the material itself and how things
Mm-hmm.
interact. So, when product ages, the pH can change over time. So, but what we're suggesting here is that pH is relatively neutral. Um, so we always, when we're making remarks on terms of the range of the pH that you would expect if you tested the neat product, that it should be inside of that range. If you're
Mm-hmm.
seeing pHs that are below these levels, then there's a good probability that that product, if it's in a secondary container, is contaminated by water or by another chemical. So it's just kind of a guideline as a check to make sure that if you're looking at that product onto itself, that it should fall within that pH range. Um, why they use a 3 point pH range, I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you. I can look into that for you. But typically speaking, they just want to offer a range where it's within acceptable values that you should expect to see when you're testing that
Nice.
product itself.
Awesome. Oh, that's great. And as you'll see here too, average cars per 5 gallon container here, up to 1400. So Turtle Wax Pro, hyper concentrated chemistry, extremely concentrated. AutoLux, still a concentrated product. So if your customer is asking you, is the AutoLux line a concentrated product? Certainly it is. It's still very concentrated. You're still getting, in this specific example, you'll see a different value for every product. 1400 cars per container in an application in a tunnel environment.
And
So
that's a very safe number, Mackenzie. I mean, I think a
yeah,
lot of people's tunnel systems, depending on the speed of the wash and everything else, that number can go up significantly. Um, you know,
big time.
we expect you're going to get a very good result using approximately 12 to 15 mils of product. Seen lots of car washes have great success with this product using other finishing products where they can get down as low as 4 to 5 to 6 milliliters of product as well. So there's, as a standalone, and we're making recommendations here. You can expect a very superior result using this amount of product. But however, that can go up as high as 2,800, maybe even 3,000 cars, depending on what else is going on in that car wash. If we're using a number of different products, we can really lower that number down. So just for a little bit of um, context there in terms of where the approximate usages are coming from.
Awesome. And I think you folks all heard it there. If you don't get 3,000 cars out of a container of this, you got to call Dave and ask him why not.
Great.
Jameson, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for your question. Jameson Lee from Energy Systems, a great partner of ours up in the Northwest, asked which products will be TrueView compatible in a 2.5 gallon container. So we do actually have the product the product format, product size here on all of these products. So great question, Jameson. Just for a little background for those of you who aren't familiar, TrueView is our chemical management system. So it's a chemical containment system, and it also has a digital monitoring upgrade that's called TrueView Deluxe. And that allows you as a distributor or as an operator to monitor tank levels, usage levels, create alerts for variants, and help really optimize managing a car wash. It's a great value add that comes at limited cost or no cost when we're signing up high volume tunnels. So it's not an in-bay automatic product unless someone wishes to purchase it. It's really designed for tunnel car washes, and it's something that we've seen a lot of success with. And in 2023, we launched a large number of AutoLux products that are now in that 2.5 gallon TrueView format. Really easy for anyone of any size. I'm a small guy. I'm not strong like Dave is, but I can just pick up a 2.5 gallon container and I can just put it right in a TrueView, no problem. It drains out into the containment system, and I've filled it up. So really easy to work with. So which products come in a 2.5? A lot of these products do come in the 2.5 gallon format. For TrueView, this is a brand new product. So CeramicGuard today, we don't have in production 2.5 gallons, although we are looking to move towards the direction where kind of all of our top moving AutoLux products come in that 2.5 gallon format. So most of these you'll see in that TrueView format. This one, Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, is available just in 5 gallons at this time of launch. Is that right?
Yeah, it is. That's correct. We've got it in 5 gallon now so that we can get some opinions on it. We
Hmm.
want to make sure before we start inventorying all kinds of different product sizes that the industry is very interested in the product and wants to see it as part of their wash regimen. So, yeah, I mean, if it gets great traction, Jameson, then I could not see why this wouldn't be in a 2.5 moving on. Same with graphene. We're still testing the market with graphene. It's starting to grow. It's growing rapidly. And there's been a lot of mention about moving that into 2.5 as well. We want to do that, but we want to make sure that we're not getting ahead of ourselves. So we always start with 5 gallon product sizing, and then we move to other product sizes as the market demands. So yeah, that's where we're sitting at today.
Hmm. Yeah. But yeah, just to highlight and underscore there, and Dave may not like me because this is the sales guy answer and Dave gave the operational answer. When we see demand for a product like that, we want to make sure we jump on it and move it into TrueView
Oh yeah.
format for sure. So thanks for that question, Jameson, and keep up the questions, please. And Jameson, if you've tried any of these products, I would love for you to raise your hand and share kind of with the group any thoughts you have on them, if you don't mind. Moving forward here, we do have another question from Jonathan. Jonathan's with Hafers. So Jonathan, thanks for joining us. I saw Greg last week in Las Vegas at the Mack show. It was a pleasure to see him. He went right from NRCC in Atlantic City to Las Vegas at NACS. And I've done that before, and it's a grind. So it was really nice to see him there and to tell him I say hi. Jonathan asked, and Dave, this is a question for you. Can the CeramicGuard product be used in conjunction with fire wax or another wax product?
A
So
hundred
if you
percent.
don't mind just addressing how you might utilize this to complement a Turtle Wax Pro product lineup in general as well.
Yeah, definitely. This can be
Yeah.
inserted in any or swapped out for, this can fit into any one of the wash matrices that you would typically find in any wash. So fire wax being a carnauba, probably being sold as a hot wax application or branded as a fire wax. Maybe it doesn't sit in the same package at the same time. However, there's absolutely no reason why they can't be used together. They're certainly not going to compete with each other. They're going to be giving you extra shine and protection for every layer of this stuff that you add to the vehicle. Again, too, if you a lot of car washes want to have a big emphasis on the finishing products towards the end of the tunnel. Again, the only caution I would extend is that you don't want to gild the lily where you're putting on 5 or 6 different finishing products where there comes a point where you're not really adding any more value within the wash frame. So but to ask if we can put this inside of a typical wash package, 100%. No problems there whatsoever.
For those of you who had Dave saying "Gild the Lily" on your car wash webinar bingo card, you can check that one off as well. Thanks, Dave, for getting that.
Man.
It's too early. It's too early for a drinking game, I think. So we'll stick with bingo card. Awesome, Jonathan. Thanks for that question there, and yeah, thanks for saying hi to Greg. Appreciate it, man. Great question. Awesome. And that applies to, the lineup we have here of AutoLux products as well. We want to make sure that we're providing the best recommendations to balance supporting Turtle Wax Pro and it's kind of supporting your cost per car targets and where you need that value to be at and the show and then the performance as well. So that's why these exist. We'll jump forward here to Triple Wash. So Triple Wash we talked about. This is certainly the first branded Triple Wash product that we're bringing to the market. Really excited about this one. You'll see this well, certainly a lot of self-serves will have a branded Triple Wash product. Like they'll create a brand or use a generic logo. But more and more we're seeing this to help supplement and kind of communicate to the end consumer that they're getting a specific Triple Wash product on their vehicle. It's not a generic 3 products that are blue, yellow, and red that they might see at kind of the local convenience store, that this is a high quality Triple Wash product. So Dave, I'll pass to you to share a little bit more about this one as well. And I did want to highlight that these products are some of our highest selling products across our whole company, and they are available in TrueView format already. And we have these rolled out in TrueView across North America. So Dave, I'll pass that to you if you don't mind.
Yeah, so the main focus of this obviously is to have a functioning triple foam in a detergent or conditioner format where pH is on the low side of neutral. Again, it doesn't function as a very strong acidity load. It shouldn't be regarded in that way. However, we do use low pH to help us combat things like clogging and accumulation of solids in delivery systems, foamers, that kind of thing. Sometimes where we have water that is exceptionally hard, we have run into troubles with it in the past, but the modicum of this is, generally speaking, have a triple foam application here that's going to deliver really high quality color foam and a pleasant scent in the bay. Again, anybody that's buying Turtle Wax HP 960, 70, or 80, that has got a much higher dye content, much stronger foam signal, much stronger scent signal. Again, that's why it's the premium product. But this as an option, extremely higher functioning as a triple foam in bay automatics for touch free, absolutely triple foam in the tunnel. Again, emphasis on it being a conditioner. It's not a polish. It can still be touted as a polish, hence the triple wash. It's not really identified. If you want to use it as a polish function, absolutely you can do so. It can be marketed that way. But again, we want to provide a good, strong foam signal. I've got some operations in the US that in bay automatic for friction cleaning are putting on the triple wash first and then doing a lot of the brush cleaning, just using this product onto itself, with maybe a pre-soak option prior to that as well. In bay, extremely good success with this product after high and low pH pre-soak applications. It's a great option to put in through your triple foam. Yeah, but again, we want to have a higher functioning product at a lower price. So that's the whole idea here. But now we also want to be able to give it some marketing backing.
Yep. Nice. That was very well said. I don't think I have anything to add to that, Dave. You explained that well. And again, the key point, you probably are hearing this from what we're sharing, but we don't really want to compare and contrast the product efficacy between AutoLux and Turtle Wax Pro. They're different products for different use cases here. But as Dave's sharing, certainly, you'll see that scent profile, that color profile is not going to look like what it looks like with Turtle Wax Pro. We feel like that one's going to be competitive with any product line anywhere internationally. This is something that can be really competitive, great quality product, with really good show and something that will really supplement a customer who's looking for that very competitive cost per car or cost per container. Any questions, just quickly? I'll sit on that one for a second here in the Q&A section or the chat. You can also raise your hand by clicking the raise hand icon. It looks like this at the top. Any questions there? I know all of you are very familiar with a triple wash product, certainly. Okay. Shall we keep rolling, Dave?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, yeah. All right. Volcano Bath, AL74, another, I would say, kind of popular product of ours, long-standing product. This one right now is not in the 2.5 gallon TrueView format. So this is a 5 gallon product, also available in a 30 gallon. So this is a larger format product that you can tap into as well. So Dave, I'll pass it to you.
Yeah, AL74, I've been making this product for a considerable amount of time now. Really good definition of a production type product where you need a foaming detergent. It's got white foam, cherry scent. It can be added into all kinds of different foaming mechanisms in any kind of self-serve, tunnel, wherever you require a foaming application. Um, this works extremely well in lab applications on the entrance of car washes. It's an excellent foam brush option. It's neutral pH and very, very high foaming. Again, white foam, no color additive to this product, but definitely can be used in any kind of foaming situation where you require that kind of good lubrication and a strong foam signal. So yeah, I mean, typically speaking, again, we've got a usage range here of about 8 to 12 milliliters. That is very dependent on the kind of applicator that you're using here. So, you know, when you're using uh, foam pods, for instance, you can probably reduce that amount considerably, or banana foamers also, you can probably bring that number down quite a bit lower. Um, Lava applications, though, sometimes because of the volume of water going through them, do require a little bit more product in there to give you the kind of show sheeting or foam coverage that you want to see out of the product. But generally speaking, this can be inserted in for any kind of foaming function that you need to have in from a production level inside of the tunnel or in bay situations as well. So yeah, again, we didn't reinvent the wheel, but we do want to give it some marketing strength so that you know, your consumers can get a little bit more excited about some of these products.
That's great. That's great. And maybe just share with the group what's the TurtleX Pro equivalent product for Volcano Bath?
So the fire bath products are, which are very, very strongly scented and heavily colored, and also have a stronger foam signal. There's a lot more actives in the product so that it does lather and give you a thicker type of application. Those would be offsets for those types of products there in HP 920, 921. But again, a much stronger scent signal and colored foam where you're not getting colored foam with AL74.
Hmm. And we do have a yellow fire bath as well as a red fire bath. Is that correct, Dave? When it comes to the TurtleX Pro products,
I'm sorry, say again?
we do have a yellow option of fire bath, our
Yes.
921. So there's a little bit more optionality there as well. You could do
Yes.
that kind of complementary red and yellow really evokes that imagery of lava in a
Right.
wash for that high end show.
You know, we have some people that have actually the some of those triple rain applicators where we can put two or three colors into that mix. So we can add them all at the same time. And when we put red and yellow together, there's a very yellow signal, a red signal, and then an orange signal. So you do get the effect of a fire type of color when it's going on glass.
Nice. That's great. And Ian asked, and Ian, I think we connected on LinkedIn this morning. I haven't been on LinkedIn in like 2 weeks here. So I went on and I think we connected this morning. So if that is the same Ian. Great. Yeah, it is right on. Nice to connect with you, buddy. Would you apply volcano bath first or a low pH tri-foam first in an automatic wash, in an in-bay automatic? I assume here.
In an in-bay automatic friction unit, yeah. I mean, I think that I would be putting this on first. It's going to offer you a little bit more of that carrying foam and a little bit higher lubricity. That would be my definite option there. Um, if you were to put that on and then put the conditioners on afterwards. Also, too, I think you're just if you get a little bit of better show for the consumer when you're putting those products in that kind of particular order, using a white foam first when you're going in, and then you're going to introduce some color afterwards. But definitely, I'm not married to that. You can certainly, depending on the way your programming is set up, you can certainly have that in the opposite kind of formatting. And I don't think you'll be compromising any of the cleaning that you're going to be doing.
Got it. And Ian's mentioning here razor non-friction for the foam and flow.
Oh, okay.
I
Well, I
don't,
mean, at that
Ian
point,
said DB, just to clarify, a razor DB non-friction. I don't know what DB stands for. It could be, maybe I'm just dumb.
double barrel. No, yeah. I mean,
Oh, the double barrel. I
and
should
again,
know that,
and
shouldn't I, Ian?
it'll all be based on your programming that you want to do. Typically here, when I'm using I've got a razor as my test wash, and I usually put on my pre-soaks, and then I put my triple foam on, and I give it a rinse, and then I use the overflow or the foam and flow to add a foaming type of application after that, and then rinse that off again. That's where I like to see it, but it's all going to be how you want to have your package programmed. If you'd rather have that foam and flow come on sooner, that's completely up to you. But as I said, you can swap these things in and out. It won't compromise your cleaning at all.
Nice. And Jameson, you have your hand up here. I allowed for your mic and your camera if we get to see your beautiful face as well. But if you unmute, you should be able to speak now.
Hey, gentlemen, I would turn my camera on, but I'm in my home office with a serious renovation going on right now, so I'll save your eyes.
Oh, right on.
But so I just wanted to chime in there because we have a very large razor install base out here. Not many double barrels, but it's pretty much the same machine. But just to answer more pointed to Ian, we work on wash weld razors every day and have dozens of sites on Turtle Wax products, but pertinent to the foam and flow, it can be a struggle, with certain products to reach that full curtain on a foam and flow. But we've had a lot of success with running fire bath through the foam and flow. If you run fire wax, it can struggle to really foam and fill the tube and create that nice aesthetic curtain. So if you dual inject, if you must have a carnauba in your foam and flow, if you inject it with some fire bath or volcano bath, you'll certainly reach that. But I can attest that we run either fire bath or the volcano bath through foam and flow, and it produces a great curtain if that's what you're looking for.
Great.
Nice. That's awesome, Jameson. Thanks for adding that there. I really appreciate it. Awesome. Yeah, thanks for your question, Ian. That's great. And as someone who spent several hours in the Wash World booth at the NAC show last year, I should have picked up on the DB equals double barrel quicker. So thanks for bailing me out there, Dave. But yeah, I really appreciate it, Jameson. And Jameson, again, he's with Energy Systems in Billings, Montana, and has worked with Turtle Wax Pro products for several years now in a number of different applications. So a great person to kind of share his feedback there. So thanks a lot for that. We will, and Jameson, you are allowed to speak now, not just from me, but from the team software. So if you do want to unmute yourself and chime in, of course, we always appreciate your feedback. And same with anyone else, if you've had experience with these products in the 15 minutes we have left, we'd love to hear from you. Dave Hiddle, Raincoat. This is the product that when I first worked for you in high school in the warehouse, I think this is the one that we were doing a lot of. I remember putting this label on a lot of products. We do have a beautiful new logo here now. I think this is a really cool imagery. You've got that yellow raincoat, very evocative of someone who's in the rainstorm, and customers really want that product that is extremely hydrophobic, has high hydrophobicity,
Mhm.
that rejects water off the surface of the vehicle. And so this, I think that evocative logo, that product functionality is something that we still see a lot of demand for. So Dave, over to you here.
Yeah, Raincoat was developed originally to compete with Rain X, which I'm sure everybody is quite familiar with if you've been in car wash for a number of years.
Hmm.
Our goal was to create a product that would outperform Rain X on the surface of the vehicle post-washing, meaning after the wash, everything has dried, everything is cured on the surface of the vehicle. Once you introduce weather to that surface, what does it look like in terms of how that water is going to behave on your glass and on the body of the paint? And we've succeeded. We have a lot of case studies that we did about 10 or 15 years ago by introducing ceramic technology to the product that allow us to have a superior hydrophobicity on the surface of glass and paint, meaning that water should hit your glass in the rain and just roll right off. That was the goal of the product. And again, we introduced siloxane technology to this product at that time. So this fits into the same realm as our ceramic guard. It will behave very similarly inside of the wash as ceramic guard. Has a different fragrance, has a different foam signal, and there's some different products built into the additive structure here that will give us some of that longer lasting weather protection. So this fits into the second kind of category here, using ceramic for our 87 and ceramic guard, 88 as our weather guard total water protectant. That's where 88 resides. And then as we get on further here, we'll talk about ALTB 89 and the graphene option.
Nice. And then Dave, Ian had another question here. Thanks again, Ian. Appreciate that. Would you run Raincoat before or after Blazing Glaze? Thinking to
Uh,
bring it on as a buy-up option. So there's an upsell.
Typically, I would definitely run it before Blazing Glaze. Blazing Glaze has got a very good propensity to have like a bit of a drying property versus the clear coat kind of, or the coating protecting mechanisms that are built into Raincoat. It's a
Mhm.
true sealant. The emphasis isn't on instant water beating that you want to see at the end of the tunnel. This is something that you're putting on as a protected layer that you're going to really see the efficacy once that car is fully dried, and the shine and the reflectivity of the paint is going to be much improved. But I would use 119 after this product. Allow this to get on first. Let this be the first layer of sealing and protecting that's going on the vehicle, and then we'll use more of the higher water evacuating products towards the end that really help us with that break and bead and fast evacuation that you want to see while you're getting your car washed.
And just for those of you who aren't familiar, Blazing Glaze, the product SKU is HP 119. So when Dave says that, that's Blazing Glaze there. Um, Dave, do you think what comparables to Raincoat in our Turtle X Pro lineup, that's going to be your ice product? Is that
Yes,
correct?
it's certainly like I would hold it very much in the same esteem as ice. Ice has got a lot of different. It's a very unique product. There's
Hmm.
chemistry in ice that we don't offer in any of our other products at all.
Yeah.
It's extremely unique. However, from a functionality standpoint, if you wanted to, if the price of ice was just too much for somebody to bear, you could swap this in and it can function within the same confines as a buy up, as a full body protectant, as a highly reflective, shining protectant product that ice is. So, if you had to, you could pull ice out and put this in. They are
Hmm.
interchangeable. However, you're not going to get the same kind of quality and shine that you do out of ice. Ice is a very unique product unto itself.
Yeah. Yeah. And ice is our best-selling product at Transchem.
Yes, it's the highest
It's
selling
got
product for the last 10 years.
Yeah, so it's the product we're most well known for, followed by Super Hard Shell and I hope soon to be One Shot, our new pre-soak, which many of you are familiar with now. So one thing I would say there, Ian, as well is typically if you're looking at mixing in a Turtle Wax Pro product, you probably would want to mix in ice. and then trade off on a different product like a Blazing Glaze alternative in the AutoLux lineup. And I say that because ice is just the product that we are not only most well known for and that consumers recognize that visual, but it's also a product that kind of sets us apart in the industry in a lot of different market segments. And we often hear people say, I initially heard about you folks because of how much everyone raves about ice. And as Dave said, that's technology that's not applied to any other product and certainly won't be. It's a unique product that lives in its own category. Something you could consider is maybe looking at ice, and then if you need to be cautious of your cost per car container pricing, some alternatives for Blazing Glaze. Just quickly there, Dave, to put you on the spot, a Blazing Glaze AutoLux alternative would be what?
That would probably be getting down towards like some of the other clear coat protectants in ALS S36 or AL85, which are very economical clear coat protectants. But it all depends on as well what you're using Blazing Glaze for. A lot of people use it as a drying product just by itself. It will function quite nicely as that. If that were the case, I'd be looking at another product we're going to just get into here, which is our ALTP35 Hydroblast or ALA6, if you're using it from that drying perspective.
So nice. Couple options there. But that's not at all to deter you, Ian, or anyone on the call from using Raincoat with Blazing Glaze. We still think it's a great combo and we use it all the time.
Yes.
So just something to consider.
Hey guys,
Awesome.
just chime in there. We use Ice Instant Shine HP 319 at almost every in-bay automatic and tunnel sites that we get into. It stands on its own legs and it is a phenomenal product. It doesn't have a ton of color, as you've mentioned, but the fragrance, either the mango or the orange creamsicle is incredibly appealing. It just compared to the Raincoat, we have tried out the Raincoat elsewhere. I would say putting them side by side to most operators, the fragrance and water beating of Ice Instant Shine is going to be more flattering, and that water beating is more instantaneous than I would say with the Raincoat. And additionally, the Meadow Fresh fragrance of the Raincoat to the consumer, isn't quite as flattering as Ice Instant Shine, but correct me if I'm wrong, you do still have the Pina Colada fragrance for Raincoat. Is that correct?
No, I'd say a Meadow Fresh scent. So it's a very kind of floral, kind of dewy,
kind of like a clean. You might associate it with like a fresh at-home cleaning product or a fresh hand soap. That kind of really bright, fresh spring scent.
Yeah, and it's either extremely popular or very unpopular. A lot of people really love it, and a lot of people are not big fans. So it's interesting that way.
Yeah, it's hit or miss for us, but the ultimate decision we found is that price point. It's maybe a delta of 5 cents a car that we've noticed, but a lot of our clients tend to pick the Ice Instant Shine, but the Raincoat certainly has its place, as we found, and the Blazing Glaze as well, tends to be a nice alternative to a double bond or a triple bond where they want kind of that twofer product, that poly sealant product that can replace a triple bond or a double bond or a citrus sealant shine if they've used other vendors, and especially on machines that have limited applicators. That's where we've really found a niche, with Blazing Glaze, with dealerships that have bare or model machines that can't apply a clear coat, a ceramic, a drying agent, all of the above. So just throwing my 2 cents out there for folks to find a fit for what works for them and what we've had success with.
Yeah, that's
Excellent.
great, Jameson. Yeah, I really appreciate you adding that. I think that's kind of in line with what I wanted to share as well. And again, it's the goal here is that we're all learning together and being transparent. And I think ice is, that's a product we hear a lot of great feedback about. Dave Hill, you and I aren't known for being brief, and we have 5 minutes left.
Okay. All right.
That
Here's our
being
graphene. Here's our graphene
why don't
product.
you jump in?
Next.
Next.
No, so this is again a response here that we felt that we should have in terms of a graphene product offering. This product is a little dissimilar from some of the graphene offerings that are currently on the market, which, if you ask me, are basically drying agents with black powder in them. This one is um, certainly got a higher signal for foam. It's a much higher foaming product, with the emphasis that we're trying to put this towards the middle of the tunnel, where it can be used wherever friction might be, like applied to it again, so that we've got some foam that's going to help us disperse the product a little bit. There is a very unique graphene emulsion in this product that we worked on for quite a while. And it's in there. But the emphasis on this product too is definitely to create a high scent profile, a foam profile. So when it's being signaled that it's going on the car, the consumer has no doubt that there is a product that is definitely different than everything else that they're getting on the car, because they can smell it, they can see it, and the braking quality of the product is excellent. Again, this is, growing very quickly for us. It's a very high functioning sealant product. Again, it's going to follow the same category as our ceramic, our raincoat, now our graphene. So now we have three options that are very, very, close in function for a buy-up option. You need a ceramic, we've got a ceramic. If you need that weather guard, we've got that raincoat. If you need a graphene application, we now have a graphene that can be marketed that way. So that was the whole idea, to have 87, 88, and 89 all living together there. You can use all three together if that's what you want to see. You want to have a ceramic, a weather guard, and a graphene product, we've got them. So, that was something that was lacking in AutoLux and wasn't being branded whatsoever. So now we have some options there for some marketable buy-ups where you can add some signage to indicate that these things are being used. But again, too, graphene is going to function very similarly to those other products in the sense that we're adding a layer of protection, we're adding shine, and there is some good in-tunnel experience as well.
Yeah, that's great. And just to highlight there, it's a conversation for a different day based on timing, but we believe this is the most competitive graphene product that we've tried. We've heard that feedback from a number of distributors. With all of these products, but I would say especially with this graphene, given its place in the industry right now, if you haven't tried them and you'd like to sample them, everyone on this call today has absolutely access to free sample of the products that they want to try. So do, on your next order, work with your sales rep to add those samples or market us, because seeing is believing here. But we're really, really excited about this product. Dave and his team did an awesome job. I believe Carl Berzides, our head of R&D, is on the call as well today. They did an amazing job with this product. The scent is great. The grape scent is amazing. It's really something that stands out. And this is a very competitive product. And then Hydroblast, I want to make sure everyone gets on with their day here and they finish up well. Hydroblast, it's an ultra concentrated drying agent. It's a great drying agent. If you're looking for a more cost-effective drying agent than some of what we offer in the AutoLux Pro lineup, this one will work well for you here. It is available in a TrueView format, and it's odorless and colorless. Dave, anything that you would share?
Yeah, it's our highest activity rate of a drying product. So you can use in an end-based situation under high pressure, you can really put this down in 3 to 4 mil in a tunnel situation. Same kind of thing at a low pressure or rain bar activity. Very, very hydrophobic, very fast acting. So one of the products, and I think a lot of people who are seeing the ALTP35, especially in Canada, we've been making this product for years, extremely successful. But if you haven't seen it, if there's any US people here, I would highly recommend having a look at ALTP35 for a drying product.
Yeah.
Extremely good results.
Yeah, grab yourself a sample of that for sure. And again, that's in TrueView format as well. And you're going to get, this says over 3,000 cars per 5 gallon. So
No
you're going to get
problem.
a lot of bang for your buck here on that product as well. So when you look at container price, that cost per car is going to be extremely competitive. That's ALTP 35. And we're at time here, but just to quickly wrap up, Ian asked in-bay signage for the other products. That's a great segue, Ian. Thank you again. I appreciate it. All of the signage is available for any type of wash, self-serve, in-bay, or tunnel. If you work with Ahern Signs, they'll have all of these logos and they can add them to your menu boards. If you need the logos, email us, of course, at marketing@transchem.com or info@transchem.com, whatever's more convenient for you. And we do have now on our signage portal, which is turtlewaxmarketing.com, but you can access that through our website as well. We do have some graphene signs ready for order. But again, AutoLux is something that's intended just to give you some options to play with from a branding standpoint. We do not have marketing programs for AutoLux signage. So just to be very transparent, co-op dollars exist for those of you who are familiar with that program to help you brand your consumers' car washes with TurtleWax Pro products. TurtleWax Pro marketing. We don't have that same program for AutoLux because these are more value oriented. So I just want to address that as well. But overall, really appreciate everyone joining and taking their lunch break if you're in Eastern time or your morning with us if you're on the Western side of the country to join us and to spend some time with us here. We want to keep this conversation going. These are just intended to be kind of the starting jumping off points for webinars. So email us at info@transchem.com or marketing@transchem.com, or reach out to me or your rep and we'll work with you to get you samples and help you work with these products. And again, thank you very much to Ian, to Jonathan, and to Jameson for engaging today and sharing your thoughts. We really appreciate it. Makes it that much of a better experience for everyone. So thank you very much. Dave, thank you as always for your time. And we'll look forward to seeing you all on our next webinar or in person before then.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, y'all. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.